Tonight on News 5 Live, public officers told they have 1 month to get vaccinated. Mother in Belize City says police shot her son. And BSI gives their rationale to cane farmers. Details of these stories and more coming up in tonight's newscast.
We have been a partner with SMART for over 10 plus years. We have a full SMART plan we use as our major driver for our business. We have a service that rolls over in that if you call one and it is busy, it rolls over to the next line. So once you call us, you can get us at any time. Before we got this SMART service, we were paying upwards of nearly $2,000 in phone bills. Since we've had our SMART service, we pay an average of about $600. So we've had tremendous saving, more than 50%. For the businesses, if you want to save money, switch to SMART because it is far more cost effective and the service is excellent.
SMART continues to be innovative in bringing new technology and meaningful savings during these challenging times to businesses across Belize. Sign up for our VoIP technology or broadband packages and save more.
St. John's Credit Union.
Have you ever fallen delinquent on your loan payment? Don't know how to get back on track? Bounce back with St. John's Credit Union. Get 10 to 50% off interest and fee when you pay your arrears in full or make suitable payment arrangements on your account. Members who take advantage of this offer get a chance to enter a raffle to win fabulous prizes.
St. John's Credit Union Limited. Safe saving, smart borrowing.
Beep disinfectant spray is certified by a U.S. EPA compliant lab to kill the coronavirus that causes COVID-19. Beep for a happy, healthy home.
I visited the land of Serbia, a great many miles away. I ascended the Mount Everest few people have conquered. I roared on the snow-covered Antarctic and Arctic. I rolled swiftly across the vast, untamed desert. Ling Long Tire conquers every corner of the world.
Distributed by Enrique Martinez and Sons Limited. 2 miles Philip Golson Highway, Belize City.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, November 15th. I am Sabrina Daly. In October, the Prime Minister said it was coming, and today, the Ministry of the Public Service made it official. All public officers must be vaccinated by December 15th or risk being marked absent and subject to disciplinary action. Negative COVID-19 tests will no longer be accepted in lieu of at least a first jab after that date. A copy of the officer's vaccination card must be shown by December 14th, according to the circular from CEO Rolando Zetina's office. Viewers may recall the Prime Minister's comments on Channel 5's Open Your Eyes on October 15th.
We will have by the end of this year, one of the recommendations is that all the frontline workers will have to be vaccinated. And this people go and get tests and come back, and you don't have to be vaccinated to be able to go into the workplace, to go into the restaurants. As it is right now, restaurants are open inside, dining is 50%, but they must be vaccinated.
Viewers will recall that the government has done an about-face on the restaurant vaccination mandate after objections from the tourism sector. This regulation is being lifted after the Garifuna Settlement Day weekend. The 50% capacity for inside dining remains in effect. In agriculture and agro-processing news, ASR-BSI has submitted a rationale to the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association for its proposed amendments to their commercial agreement. BSI's proposal includes the implementation of a fair trade compliance clause that fair trade sugar premiums made from sugar sales are to be paid directly to the respective farmers. Additionally, a proposal is being made to bind both parties to the new commercial agreement through to January 2029. BSI further proposed that a terminal handling charge be added on the ocean freight charge, noting that the company's transition to Big Creek will reduce ocean freight by $50 per metric ton. Then benefit, says BSI, will be an increase in the production of direct consumption sugar. Also, with the move to Big Creek, BSI says the cost of utilizing stevedores has decreased, paving the way for the implementation of a proposed throughout fee. Despite the fee, BSI argues that farmers will see savings of up to $1.4 million. The final proposal is that of a terminal fee for onshore molasses storage. BSI's proposed commercial agreement addendums were published in a booklet form for easy reference. At their last meeting on October 27th, both parties agreed to submit rationales for their respective proposals by November 3rd. With a new commercial agreement being forged between BSI and the association, the hope is that these negotiations will conclude by December 1st, weeks before the reopening of the sugar crop season. The gun violence in Belize City continues. On Saturday night, a gunman on a motorcycle is reported to have approached a group of men on Amara Avenue and fired several shots in their direction. At least 3 men were hit. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt, and all were later released from the hospital. Quick response by police led officers to nearby Supal Street, where they reportedly sought to detain at least 1 man believed to have been involved in the shooting. In the process of detaining the suspect, police allegedly shot the individual. Today, we met the mother and girlfriend of Reese Fitzgibbon outside the Raccoon Street police station. They were there to file a report against the officer who allegedly shot Fitzgibbon.
When I was home Saturday night, my neighbor hollered for me and told me police beating up my son. By the time I could come out the house to see my son and drive off with my son without I see my son, first place I went is Carl Hushna Memorial Hospital, and I see a lot of cops there and I asked them, where's my son? And they shot my son. Where's my son? They said, no, Reese Fitzgibbon at the hospital. They tell me call either precinct 1, precinct 2, or precinct 3. First place I call is precinct 2, which is Raccoon Street police station. When I call precinct 2, I talk to the officer and say, I'm calling to find out about Reese Fitzgibbon. So the police say like this to me, say, yes, we have our Reese Fitzgibbon here, the same one that we just shot. So I said, oh, no, they admit to me that you all shot my son. And when I say that, they hang up the phone in my ears.
I gather that you all intend to press charges against him if you can.
Yes, sir, I will press charges against the officer who shot my son, and also I will sue them too. I'm not playing. This is not the first, the second, or the third. They alone harass my son there for no reason.
They may have a funeral Saturday during the day when they going to bury their cousin, the young man, when they may kill him at Mahogany Heights. Okay. So when they did at the funeral, they end up left early because they say they don't want police harass them. They end up left from the funeral early. After that, they got home. I got to work. He watch the baby. So police look like some shooting happened at Amara, and they must feel like there was retaliation, or I don't know what the final motive when they think. They end up going past Supal Street for arrest everybody. But he explained to them, how una carry me and I date my baby. I can't go left the baby name by themselves. They say, well, we not give a we will still carry on. This, that, they reel up, they rough up and my baby, they say that, they rough up and find them in the house. And they end up handcuffing in the inside of the house with me. They carry in the police truck. And he tell them, how I left my baby name by themselves, how I left them, so you know. And he tell the people, oh, go to me, make me watch you tell, oh, my come home. Same time they done handcuff and put her in the truck, they just shut her. And they tell, when they done shut her, I say, but you see what your cars, can you not listen to it? Just let's go.
According to Alvarez, this is not the first time officers have showed up to her yard to detain individuals. She argues that while police believes her son is a gang member, she denies it. COP26 has concluded, and reports out of Glasgow, Scotland are that nearly 200 countries have agreed to the Glasgow Climate Pact to keep 1.5 degrees Celsius alive and to finalize the outstanding elements of the Paris Agreement. According to a release from the British High Commission, Belmopan, climate negotiations ended the 2 weeks of talks with a consensus on urgently accelerating climate action. At the end of COP26, there is hope that the Glasgow Climate Pact and increased ambition and actions from countries means 1.5 degrees Celsius remains in sight. Within the Glasgow Climate Pact, countries agreed to revisit and strengthen their current emission targets to 2030, known as Nationally Determined Contributions, or NDCs, in 2022. Additionally, the Paris Rulebook, the guidelines for how the Paris Agreement is delivered, was also completed after 6 years of discussions. News 5's Dwayne Moody will have a roundup of COP26 later this week. Coming up, Belize Film Festival honors actress Indira Andrewen. Details of the awards given out this weekend when we return.
So I'm gonna wonder if by chance I could get your number. Digit. Nice.
Of course. You have digital, right?
Yeah. Of course.
The truth is, your credit lasts way longer with Digi. Like if you top up with like $30, that could last you 90 days. With the other guys, that must save 60. Then with the other guys, you have to use all of your good prime credit before you even touch your bonus credit. But with Digi, you could use your bonus credit before you even touch your prime credit. Like, what are the point to have free credit if you can't use it how you want? So, what are your number?
Just give me one moment.
The truth is, only Digi offers nationwide LTE coverage, fastest mobile data speeds, and the best call quality.
For the immediate future, our entire country's focus is to ensure that each of us take adequate measures to mitigate against the COVID-19 pandemic. We all need to ensure frequent hand washing or sanitizing, regular disinfection of surfaces, constant social distancing, and a sufficient supply of sanitizing and cleansing material. At this critical time, a reliable supply of clean potable water is of utmost importance to ensure our health and peace of mind. Water is therefore a vital necessity to help us remain free from illness and ultimately to help Belize's economic recovery. Help us to help you by paying your water bill. Our return to a healthy and vibrant economy depends on you.
Belize Water Services, delivering water and more.
get a chance to win one of 13 great prizes with BEL's customer rewards. To qualify, all your residential or social electricity accounts must have no arrears by November 30th, 2021. You can win a family vacation to Grand Carib for 2 nights or exchange for a $1,500 grocery voucher. 2 nights family vacation stay at Blues Inn or exchange for a $1,500 grocery voucher. And 11 winners of an $800 grocery voucher. Remember, to qualify, all electricity accounts must be cleared and prizes will be awarded to the account holder. Win big with BEL's customer rewards.
Nestle. Start healthy, stay healthy.
The organization Spouses of CARICOM Leaders Action Network, or SCLAN, met recently to talk about issues affecting women, adolescents, and children in the region. The CARICOM United Nations initiative engages in projects that focus on HIV and AIDS, cervical cancer, gender-based violence, mental health, and other challenges. Rossana Briceño, the wife of the Prime Minister John Briceño, is among the 11-member executive. She shared with News 5 that while the resources are few, her title as Special Envoy allows her the opportunity to work under the Prime Minister's office and closely with a number of government ministries towards the same cause.
It's not just human development. It's about 5 other ministries that can work collaboratively with this office. This office, Marian, is about advocacy. We don't provide services. We don't have money for go build no school or, We can advocate and we can partner to send in proposals to funding agencies, and we can lobby for that. In this office, we can do that. But my office itself, we can't just we won't get any money unless there's a project. Of course, one of the biggest focus areas for me is going to be based on my interests. I know education. That's all I've done for umpteen years. I'm going to see how this office I can use that as a platform to work in the other areas, including special education. That's a big priority. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in special ed. Advocacy, awareness, and training comes up in everything. There's HIV/AIDS, there's teenage pregnancy, then there's gender-based violence, and then there's our elderly, caring for our elderly. Of course, there's the overall is for the development of families and children. So my proposal to the Secretariat for SCLAN was to see how my office can work collaboratively in these areas so we're not duplicating efforts, policies, the reform, the legislative reforms that need to be put in place. Now, I'm not a lawyer and I don't claim to have that know-how, but we have people that are working on these things, and if I can continue to advocate for these things to actually become reality, I will be very happy.
Ms. Briceño says the initiative is now looking to include men's issues in the discussions and projects the group carries out. Regional and municipal elections will take place in Venezuela on November 21st, and Belize will have a 3-member delegation from the Elections and Boundaries Commission in attendance as part of the international oversight body. Meetings for the international group will run from Wednesday to next Monday. Another Belizean who was invited to observe the election is leader of the Belize People's Front, Nancy Marin, but she will not be able to be there. That's because Marin is recovering from a bad reaction to the COVID-19 vaccine. Marin told News 5 that she had just taken her second dose of the vaccine and was traveling to Venezuela when she collapsed. The reaction, according to the medical advice she has been given, will only be temporary and should subside in a matter of days. Marin told News 5, quote, "I took the vaccine because it's the right thing to do, and I don't regret it. I should not have traveled the same day. I take full responsibility," unquote. She made the comment to us after she says anti-vaxxers are using her reaction to the vaccine as another reason for people to not get vaccinated. The Belize International Film Festival has wrapped up its 15th edition, this year completely virtually. On Sunday night, the jurors presented the BIF Awards. Among these were the Best Narrative Feature, Hero, based on a decorated West Indian soldier from the Second World War. Best Short Documentary went to Airona, Land of the Blessed, which is about a man from St. Vincent's journey into his ancestral memory. There were also awards for Best Music Video, Animated Narratives, Feature Documentary, and many other categories. And this year's Emerging Talent Award went to Indira Andrewen for her lead role in a Mexican film, Selva Trágica. BIF founder and director Suzette Zayden presented the award, and Andrewen zoomed in to accept the honor.
Tonight, the Belize International Film Festival chooses to honor Belizean actor Indira Andrewen with our new Emerging Talent Award. This award is meant to recognize and provide exposure to up-and-coming filmmakers from any side of the camera. Indira, in the lead of her very first film, Tragic Jungle, has made it abundantly clear that she is a force to be reckoned with. Her remarkable acting skills in the slow-moving but genuinely unnerving fantasy thriller by Mexican director Yuleni Alaziola has given way to a meteoric rise to stardom for Indira that is almost unheard of in Belize. Not only did she take our entire country along with her last year to Venice for the premiere of Tragic Jungle at the world's oldest and most prestigious film festival, where she and her team won Best Foreign Language Film, but she also brought home the Ariel for Best New Actress earlier this year. As some of you may know, the Ariels are the Mexican equivalent of the Oscars. Well done, Indira. We congratulate you on all your accomplishments so far and look forward to your continued success in the future.
Thank you so much for this Emerging Talent Award and for recognition of my work. I am truly grateful and honored to be able to receive this award. I would love to thank Yuleni Azolius, the director of the film Tragic Jungle. Without her, this would not be possible. She's believed in me ever since the first audition and has guided me throughout this entire process. I would also like to thank my mom, Nicole Andrewen, for being such a big support system. And I love sharing Belize with the world. It brings me great joy. And I just want people to see that no matter where you come from, your dreams are valid, and the only one who needs to believe is you.
After the break, we will have one of News 5's latest award-winning crime stories for you. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Morning, B. Ready for full box? Yes, man. Just grab the rope and I will put down the camera. My name is Josh Marin. I'm a commercial fisherman out of San Pedro, and I've been fishing my whole life. We've been noticing that each and every time we go out, we have to find further grounds. So when I heard about the program, I found it as a very good business opportunity. Other fishermen, when they go out, they tend to bring in everything and anything, and that's what me and my crew don't do. We practice responsible fishing.
Just show me how the app works, G.
Easy thing, bro. All we gotta do is we're gonna put in how much fish we catch right here. Today we get 15 pounds of champagne and 30 pounds of queens. We have punch that in, and that's all. Oh, one more thing.
How can we support the emotional well-being of older adults during COVID-19? During the COVID-19 pandemic, and particularly while in quarantine, individuals, including older adults, may become more anxious, angry, stressed, agitated, or withdrawn, especially those who need healthcare assistance or have cognitive decline or dementia. Here are 4 strategies that can help you in supporting an older adult during this difficult time. 1. Communicate information and listen. Present with accurate, simple, and accessible information and facts about the COVID-19 outbreak, its progression, treatment, and effective strategies to prevent infection. Listen patiently to their needs and concerns. For older people with mild cognitive impairment or early stages of dementia, inform them of what is happening within their capacity and provide support to ease their anxiety and stress. 2. Promote positive mental and emotional health. Provide access to available mental health and psychosocial support services, also known as MHPSS services, for older adults and communicate when and how they can access them. Help older people keep regular routines and schedules as much as possible. You can also help them create new ones, including regular exercising, cleaning, daily chores, singing, painting, or other activities. Facilitate regular communication between older adults and their friends and families. 3. Help with medical needs. Make sure that older adults have at least up to 1 month of all the regular medicines that they may require. Explain how to use protective devices in a clear, concise way. Always be respectful and patient. 4. Assist with daily activities. Provide older people with details related to how and where they can get practical help if needed, like calling a taxi, dropping off supplies, having groceries delivered, and requesting medical care, as well as information on any locally available social support programs and services. For more information, consult the webpage of the Pan American Health Organization, www.paho.org/coronavirus.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
If you are ailing due to a chronic disease and are left permanently invalid before retirement age, you may want to check if you qualify to receive invalidity benefit. The invalidity benefit exists for persons who are unable to continue working due to permanent illness. To qualify, you must be under 60 years old, must be sick for 26 consecutive weeks and certified to be medically unable to perform any type of work, must have at least 5 years of paid SSB contributions and at least 5 paid within the 3 months leading up to your illness. If you do not qualify for the invalidity pension, you may be eligible for the invalidity grant. Want to know more about invalidity benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
In 2018, before I was diagnosed with cervical 4A, stage 4A cancer. First, it was at the size of a grapefruit. That's what the doctor told me. The kidney got enlarged. I couldn't do any chemotherapy because of the kidney. So I had to do only radiation. And I did my first session of 25. And then when I finished with the 25 sessions, I went back, she checked it, and she saw 4 centimeters. And I went back for the next 10 days. And after that, when she checked it again, she said, oh, it's like nothing is there. It wasn't painful, but it's a machine that you go under, and they have like a big, like a circular, and that goes 5 times. It'll take 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do the radiation, 1 session. Then you go back the next morning, another session. Well, I personally will highly recommend Galenia Hospital because of its good services, friendly staff, the doctors, very caring. Well, I just want to thank them for everything that they have done for me, you know, the staff and the doctor, especially Dr. Jamie, because she was my doctor for the radiation. No?
Former News 5 reporter Andrea Polanco is the big winner in the 2021 Media Awards for Excellence in Crime Reporting. The competition was organized by the Belize Crime Observatory under an initiative funded by InfoSegura. Andrea snagged 3 awards by Best Feature Story, Best News Series, and Best Single News Story. Winning BCO Choice Award Rising Star in the Best Single News Story category is 7 news reporter Courtney Menzies. An additional award for Best Online Coverage also went to Aaron Humes of Breaking Belize News. The awards competition succeeded a workshop in March 2020 on crime data reporting. Tonight, we look back at one of Andrea's winning story entries as she focuses on the issue of domestic violence. Here's that report.
She was a young girl when she went with him, and I gave them my blessings. I didn't know the type of person he was. He showed a beautiful, smiling face to us. My 2 sons worked with him, and one of them asked Mary to return with them because her husband was mistreating her. He used to even take out his gun. He didn't care. The thing is that he treated her so badly until now I'm finding out just how abusive her husband was to her. I used to call her every 2 or 3 days and used to ask her, "Daughter, are you okay? Are you okay?" And she would reply, "Yes, Dad, I'm okay." But she was clearly not okay.
Indeed, Maricela Gonzalez wasn't okay. In October 2020, her naked body was found with a single gunshot to the head at a dump site in San Pedro and Burgers-Key. Her father, Venancio Guzman, was shocked to find out that her husband, David Gonzalez, was the killer. That's because Maricela lived an abusive life, but she hid that abuse from her family until it was too late. There are many reasons women stay in violent relationships. This can range from fear to economic need.
Some of these women rely on their partners in domestic violence situation because they are the breadwinner, for one. They feel like they are in love, and sometimes when domestic violence is being perpetrated, you have emotional abuse and psychological abuse and all the other sexual abuse involved in that domestic violence as well. And so that woman sometimes feels like she is to blame. Sometimes some of the women would tell you, I stay because of the children. And you know, I don't want my children to have not know their father or to be with a man who is not their father.
So for many, abuse becomes a cycle. It is often difficult for women to walk away from these violent relationships. Global studies show that an abused woman tries to break free from her abuser for an average of 7 times. Executive Director of the National Women's Commission, Cynthia Williams, says violence is normalized in Belize to the point where women are physically harmed and they don't see it as abuse.
As a society, we have normalized violence. As a society, we keep using systemic oppression in terms of particularly women. And even the use of culture then is used to justify violence and just inequality overall. And so a lot of times we also use traditional cultural beliefs about how women should be treated. And so the fact that society has normalized unhealthy behaviors, a lot of people are not able to understand that in their relationship there is abuse.
A closer look at the data from the past few years showed that the issue is a prevalent one with more than 2,000 reports of abuse a year. That violence has claimed the lives of 36 women between 2018 and 2019. In 2018, there were 2,061 reports of domestic violence. 78% of the victims identified as females. The 2018 statistics show that 570 common law husbands were identified as the abusers. That's followed by 366 who were categorized as other relatives. 328 ex-common law husbands were the abusers and 256 husbands listed as the abusers. The report for 2020 is still being compiled. Williams says the preliminary figures for the first half of the year alone are troubling.
Up to July 2020, we were already into 1,474 cases, and that's only mid-year. So it would be safe to say that if we didn't reach the 2,000 mark, maybe we would have passed a little bit. So definitely it is an issue because these are just reported cases.
So what's driving this violence against women in Belize?
When we talked about patriarchy, we talked about the social relation of power between men and women and vice versa, and even in terms of men and men. And it is really ideas, norms and values that maintain class, gender, racial, and even sexuality, privilege and status quo, where most often you find that power is given to men. And a lot of times they rely on keeping that power and control through violence. We also find instances where even legislatively, structurally, which is even worse because it really integrates those type of oppressive norms and values into our system. Along with these types of systems, we have in so many ways allowed or the message how power can also affect men negatively because they have to maintain this persona and it doesn't allow them to communicate, it doesn't allow them to express themselves other than violence. So that is one of the areas really are the underlying factors and causes of gender-based violence.
Keep your head high, no woman no cry, make nobody mash up your life. People may try, no woman no cry, make.
If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, call 0800 A Way Out. Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.
There's a new winner for Scratch and Win, and he's from Corozal Town. This morning, Juan stopped by our office here on Coney Drive, and he brought along his winning $10 ticket that has him $50,000 richer. Scratch and Win has launched new games, and players can win up to $250,000.
I was in Corozal, and I just went to the shop and I brought the ticket. When I scratch it, I found out I win 50,000.
Are you someone who plays Scratch and Win often?
Oh, a lot. I buy Scratch every week.
Was this time different than the other time, as in you felt as if though you're going to win, or you weren't too sure if you're going to play again and then it's another amount of money you're spending?
When I buy Scratch, I buy Scratch for win, right? If you see I lose $40, $50, I buy for winning.
So you've won before, smaller amounts?
Yes, I win 500, 250, 100, $20, $10.
This one comes in time for Christmas though. $50,000 in November, just a few weeks away from Christmas time. What are your plans?
Oh, I feel happy for this. I will put it on the bank, and later on I will invest it in our business.
We just had Jose very lucky today, who won $50,000 on a $10 ticket. And on that particular $10 ticket, you can win up to $250,000. So nobody has won that prize yet. That prize could be won, today, tomorrow, at any time. But for today, we're here to congratulate and celebrate Jose with his $50,000 prize. And all these new tickets that we have the best lottery prize payouts in the world. Every dollar you put in, you have a very, very good chance of winning some very, very meaningful prizes.
Just ahead, the BTB's new initiative to stimulate tourism. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Update is brought to you by Smart. This weather update was brought to you by Smart.
Alert! Alert! It's a deal alert! It's a Benny's deal alert!
At Bennett's, you will find deal alerts on a wide selection of paints, including BH paints and texture light paints. Deal alert markdowns will also be applied to our complete selection of tiles, lights and fans, appliances, and much, much more. And remember, Deal Alert purchases will get double tickets to take part in the grand draw on December 18th to win $10,000. For more details, visit bennis.bz. Bennis, quality and savings.
Iris Belize is here. No need to visit the Belize Tax Service and stand in long lines. Easily register your business today by visiting www.irisbelize.bts.gov.bz. When registered, Iris Belize allows you to prepare and pay for your tax services all from your fingertips, using your preferred bank, from your office or home. You will be supported with clear communication and prompt response time with a secure system you can trust. Iris Belize, effortless, easy and efficient electronic tax services for everyone.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call OnNet, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free, so that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
How does the AstraZeneca vaccine work? The vaccine provides support to help your body develop immunity to the virus that causes COVID-19. The body is left with a supply of memory cells that will remember how to fight the virus. It takes a few weeks for the body to produce the antibodies after vaccination. How long does it take to build immunity after taking the first dose of the vaccine? There is protection 14 days after a person's first dose. However, that initial protection may decline over time, which is the reason why it is so important to get the second shot. How long after the first dose should one take the second dose? The second dose should be given between week 8 and week 12. Are there any deaths associated with the AstraZeneca vaccine? There have been no deaths associated with the AstraZeneca vaccine. Vaccines save lives. They remain the safest, most effective, and cost-effective medical tool developed. Increased uptake of the vaccine is the best way to stop this pandemic, save lives, and return to normalcy.
Despite our best efforts, we often let our guards down. Reaching in for hugs and unavoidable encounters expose us to COVID-19, and not knowing our status can be scary. Quality rapid antigen tests, such as SD Biosensor, have provided a quick way to find out our COVID-19 status. And now, with the introduction of the FDA-approved Acula Rapid PCR test, finding out your COVID-19 status using PCR is also quick and easy. The Acula Rapid PCR test delivers results in just 30 minutes to identify patients who are COVID-19 positive. The Acula Rapid PCR test will further strengthen Belize's testing capabilities and benefit Belizeans as we attempt to resume doing the things we love and enjoy. Through quality, reliable tools like the SD Biosensor antigen test, the Acula Rapid PCR test, heroic frontline workers, and responsible government and citizenry, we will beat COVID-19.
Okay, students, let's focus now.
Teacher, yes, teacher.
Can anyone tell me what sustainable development means? Ganzi?
Huh?
Anybody?
Teacher. Last night my dad was talking about sustainable development and he said something about people and nature and something else. Oh, and money.
That's good. But did you ask your dad what sustainable development really means?
Yes, teacher, but he said I was too young to know what that is. Is it something bad?
No, Barisha, it's not bad. It's delicious. Well, at least it looks delicious on the TV.
Can I get some? No, Waldo. You're thinking about edible arrangements. That's what you saw, edible arrangements.
Don't laugh, class. Some people get confused with sustainable development. But when we balance the three things Padisha said, we achieve sustainable development.
What do you mean by balance, teacher?
It is when people use only the resources they need from the forest, rivers, and sea and leave some resources to grow back again.
But teacher, why do people cut down the nice trees that give us shade and kill the poor animals?
Because people need wood to build houses, food to cook, and water to drink.
But teacher, we have enough trees to get wood and enough plants and animals to get food. Good enough that we can sell them and make money.
That may be so, Waldo. We need money to live. But if we use up all the resources, then there will be none left for our friends and families to see later. Do you think that's fair?
No, teacher. That's being greedy. My mom always tells me to use what I need now and save for rainy days.
Exactly.
Teacher, if we take care of Belize's precious resources and practice sustainable development, we and our children can enjoy all of Belize. That's what I learned from the Department of the Environment when they came to present at our school.
Oh, that's excellent, Waldo.
The tourism industry is approaching its peak season, and the Belize Tourism Board has embarked on a new project that seeks to improve the aesthetics in certain areas. Over the weekend, the BTB collaborated with the Belize Coast Guard and the Police Department to clean up that stretch of the Hullover Creek between Belcon Bridge and the Chatomal Bridge in Belize City. The new venture encompasses much more than cleaning, as Director of Industry Development at the BTB, Josue Carballo, told us. The effort, he explained, will help to open new tourism opportunities as well as create gateways for residents in the zones being targeted.
This is a very important gateway that tourism and fishing stakeholders have been using to be able to show our tourists a little bit fishing expeditions, among others. And this is all a part of a bigger program of projects being done via the BTB and under Minister Anthony Mahler's vision of transforming tourism, opening gateways in Belize. So in this particular one, it was an awareness campaign where we're also touching base with the residents in the creek bank area, letting them know that the river is not really their backyard. It's actually a front yard because it has an opening to a new means of transportation. So in that light, we're encouraging the residents to continue to clean up on a daily basis, and hopefully it's something we can then do more continuously. But the importance of this is that through BTB, we are getting ready for the high season. So we are working closely with other ministries and other stakeholders for us to be able to open these gateways that will provide opening to previous destinations and creating a greater atmosphere of infrastructure growth within the industry.
As part of the same project, Carballo also spoke of other changes coming on stream.
We're finalizing the signage in the City River Road Hopkins Hotel Zone area, which we also did the paving together with the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing. We're opening, resurfacing the access to the ATM caves, the ATM cave road, working on the Placencia Polyclinic, which will be a big project that will be done within the next year, and that will be big as well. This is in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, but BTB, through funds from Harvest Key, we're using a lot of those funds and some funds from BTB itself to get this project going. And it will be a model for future clinics that will be done. It will be right around the airplane. As you take that curve around the airstrip, going towards Placencia, it's going to be your first curve on your left. And so we got the land. The land is still for the Placencia Village Council, but we're working with them as well to get access to it. And it's all in development. No, Placencia being so high end, we don't even have a decent clinic somewhere where people can go for an emergency. So it will even have a docking area close by, so people can, say, if people from the resorts have an emergency, they can access it, and it has easy road access. No, so it's another big project. It was under the Plan Belize whole initiative.
Up next, the efforts to combat illegal fishing. Stay with us.
When something is good and you can save, that makes it even better. Like this guy, he buys Flex bundles using his promo credit. No worries when his primary credit is finished. He gets talk, text, and data for free. Or her, she calls her family internationally with her promo credit. And with data packages so affordable, she even does video calls. Smart continues to offer great deals and affordable promotions. As a small business owner, she saves when she uses her promo credit to call the other guys. All Smart customers enjoy more triple days and knowing they can use their promo credit, which just lasts longer. Smart, bringing people together.
Like other vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccines being developed have been through the same trial phases and rigorous process required for all vaccines. global efforts on the development of the vaccines are built on existing research from previous coronaviruses like MERS and SARS-1. As COVID-19 vaccines are approved for their broad use in the population, be reassured that they will continue to be monitored to identify any adverse events. Your safety is our top priority. Vaccines bring us closer.
Illegal fishing in Belize was the topic this afternoon as Global Fishing Watch, Oceana Belize, and the Belize High Seas Fisheries Unit partnered with the U.S. Embassy Belmopan to discuss ocean conservation and harnessing new technologies to counter illegal fishing activities in Belize. The discussion succeeds a memorandum of understanding signed by the Belize High Seas Fisheries Unit with Oceana and GFW in June to make vessel tracking data publicly available through the Global Fishing Watch map.
So where are we within the age of transparency? So Global Fishing Watch was established in 2017, and we started bringing in new data and information from different fishing fleets. So first we brought in data from the Indonesia fleet. We started bringing in many other different sources from Latin America and Central American countries, and including most recently the commitment in 2021 from the Belize High Seas Fisheries Unit. So what does this look like on the Global Fishing Watch map? We can provide the resources to anyone here in this group to be able to go and access this data and information. But to me, it's like turning the lights on in the ocean and really understanding what that picture is for the entirety of the fishing activity. So the orange activity that you see on the map are the countries that have committed to and made their data and information transparent, really opening up our eyes to that fishing activity and presence. So why is this important and how is this accessible? Well, first, we have historic data. So this information is available from 2012 all the way up until 3 days ago. And this can help with strategic planning for fisheries resources. It can help identify those characteristics of illegal fishing activity. And it's easy to use. So you can log in with any kind of internet connection and have free and accessible use of this tool and technology. It's designed for both experts as well as non-experts alike. And we often get questions about, how this is amazing. How is this not available? And we're just wanting to make this freely available for all. So in addition to the vessel monitoring system, which is on board fishing vessels, there is also other types of data and information that we can reveal about the activity at sea.
Oceana Belize's Vice President Janelle Chanona spoke to Belize's commitment to transparency by making data on fisheries activity available.
More than the words, this is one of the ways that Belize, by its actions, is showing commitment to transparency. And the fact that, I think for a very long time, this has been a kind of out of sight, out of mind part of our fishing activity. And, we'll hear blips and now, especially with recent conversations about EEZ and high seas, that interest is there, and that gets the entire team so excited, because the more interest there is, the more awareness there is about everything that we're doing at sea, fuels that interest for information. And this is such an amazing platform. I'm also old enough to have been there right at the beginning when Oceana, Sky Truth, and this company you may have heard of, Google, came together and said, we want to produce big data that's free so that anyone out there can be, behind their devices, accessing and creating reports and helping to be part of the team looking at IUU, because as Anna called out, it's really so detrimental on so many levels. And especially those of you in the media, but most especially those of you involved, your organizations in enforcement, from your stories on the ground, just how much illegal activity undermines your most dedicated efforts.
Controversy erupted again tonight in the Crewman Lagoon area on Antelope Street Extension in Belize City. A group of squatters found themselves blocked from the area where they have set up makeshift houses. Reports are that the private landowner placed huge boulders at the community's entrance. This evening, a large crowd gathered and News 5 spoke with Deputy Mayor Alan Pollard, who was at the scene. Here's a brief excerpt from the interview we conducted with him moments ago.
Honestly, when I passed by today and I saw a young lady who is one of my voters whose van was behind a huge wall, concrete wall that was here earlier, and so I stopped, inquired, and they looked like they were in distress. So after I queried, she gave me the rundown about the situation. They came home and just found a gigantic wall in the middle of their only easement to get to where they reside now. And of course, she has obligations. She needed to go to work and was asking me for assistance. So, from the onset, looking at that image, something not right, man. That I know how things supposed to be. And I think as a country, as a nation, as a people, we shouldn't be living like that, you understand? I've always been of the position that no, I don't condone. I'm always for process, you understand? Yeah. Go through the correct process. If I pass somebody private property, I know endorse that. But at the same time, if the people, the same way the private owners, there's a process for them as well. You understand? Yeah. There's not one person or two people affected because of this. You understand it? These are families, about 80 families the back end. The lady tell me just now. So many families who have established years of living in this area. You understand? And you can't just come one day and say, all right, well, I'll block you out. And you have your whole family inside. That makes no sense.
We will have more on this story in Tuesday's newscast. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.